Alright, we're back with, as I talked about before in my previous videos, DHT is right here and NAT is right here. These are the 1 year, uh, 1 year, right? Not year to date, but 1 year. And so, I remember I talked about how these two are twin companies. They both are based in Bermuda, both oil tankers, both owned by Norwegians in the same, as close to being replica companies as possible. And their charts verify this. So we're going to take a closer look, a deeper dive into, I've already talked about specifics in other videos about why these two are so similar. Like it's a crystal ball to read into the future. Okay, so as I said, this time DHT will release their earnings on February 8th, and NAT will release theirs on February 28th. So you have a couple weeks where you know the future, because whatever this does also, more or less. So I have these two lines here showing these lines going down. They're not exactly even, just the way I put them on Microsoft Paint, but they're, so these lines might be slightly slanted, but they mean the same thing. It should be up and down. So this here is this here. These two here are these two here. Now this one is slightly smaller than that one. Of course, there are variances between these two companies. And then, see this dip? And then that uptick there is actually that uptick there. Okay, and here's something to really pay attention to. You see this little heart murmur here? Boom, right there. See this? Boom, right there. See this? Boom, right there. I mean, look at this stuff. This is just phenomenal. These two there, this little thing here. See, MN, Montana, right? MN, right here, MN. They're slightly different, but they're pretty much the same thing, right? So let's see if we can find this. I believe that lines up with that. Does that line up with that? It might line up with that. These are slightly slanted a little bit. They do have the earnings slightly different, so I would expect them to be a little bit slanted anyways. So as you could tell, there's a lot of similarities here. Now, of course, they have different prices, different volumes, and different stuff. So that's why sometimes these are bigger ups and downs, and these are smaller. And so they are different companies. But more or less, you can read, if this shoots up like this, buy this, because this is going to do the same thing, right? DHT. If this shoots up, buy this. I mean, if this shoots down, short this, sell it. Right? So, I don't know how much money you can make off of this, but in the right hands, in the right market conditions, like something like this, if we get another one of these in a year, I mean, what is that? It was selling at less than 4, and it was selling like at what, 7? Boom. What's that, like a couple months? Right? So, this is definitely something to keep in mind and to look at. These two very similar companies. Do your own research. This is just something I've noticed. Obviously, this is not financial advice, although I will be doing something with this in the future. Follow my daily market plan. That's what I'm doing. I'm sharing what I will be buying and selling and why. If you choose to replicate part or all of my plan, that is at your own discretion. You can win or fail with me if you won't. I only have some limited funds right now. Let's see how much we can grow them or lose them. At any rate, this is something I'm going to keep in mind.